Hello and welcome to the Homecoming podcast. How are you doing?
Yeah, how's everyone doing?
How's everyone? Everyone, how you doing?
Everyone good?
Good? Yeah, hey. How you doing, Tom?
Wait,
Hey,
I'm a bit tired, mate. We've done
yeah.
this is currently recorded at 25 past 11 in the morning,
This is
which we
what
don't normally
quarantine
do.
does. This is what quarantine does. Literally, like 9 a.m. is the normal start for most people on normal days, and 11 is like early for everyone now. It's crazy.
Well, I went to bed at 3, so it kind of,
Yeah,
yeah, if I was meant to get up at 7, now I should be getting up at 10 sort of thing.
yeah. It's horrible.
Um, but
And
I'm good. I got
today,
my water.
you got your water. This is good. I should have some water to be honest, because I've been having really bad I think I might have tonsillitis or something like that, but I've got
Or
loads of ulcers in the back of my mouth. It's disgusting. But yeah,
drink
but today
drink tea.
Hmm?
Hot drinks are good,
Okay.
like
I'll try.
tea. I had
Yeah.
tonsillitis, and I had tonsillitis when I went to New York. It was the fucking most annoying thing.
Hmm.
So on the plane there, I was like, "Have you got any tea?" to the air people. I need tea. Um, and they
Yeah.
gave me like a cup that big. I was like, "What? Like a shot of tea?" I
Yeah.
don't need it.
I guess
But
it's the whole espresso thing, isn't it, for them? Like they're doing the
yeah, that's
shots of
coffee. I was like, "This is tea."
yeah.
I think they were
No.
just being stingy because I don't know if you had to pay for it or something.
Who are you flying with? It wasn't
I
like
think it,
Ryanair because they
no, I
charge you.
think it was British Airways.
Oh, that's weird because they're normally quite relaxed about it. Strange. Oh well.
Yeah.
Today we're doing movies, by the way, if you hadn't found out by the
Yeah,
title.
we're talking about favorite films.
Yeah, favorite
Bit of a
film.
lighter subject.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there's a lot of shit going on at the moment in the world, so it would be
Yeah.
good to talk about something a bit upbeat, more upbeat anyway. Um so yeah, should we crack right into it? We're gonna do basically kind of like to be talking about our favorite films, favorite directors, favorite actors, all that kind of thing today. Um, and yeah, just have a discussion about it really. Something quite chill today. Yeah. Do you want to
Yeah.
start? Hit us
You
up
want me
with
to
the first
start?
one. What is your kind of favorite film?
So we've made a list. I haven't ordered them in ranking. I'll start with Boyhood. Why not? It's at the top of the list. You heard of Boyhood, Elliot?
Yeah, I have heard of it, but I've never seen it. Isn't it the one where they basically they take a guy and they go through like 12 years or something like that of his life and
Yeah.
they
So it
build
was
it?
released in 2014, and it had the same actor play this boy, and they started filming in 2002.
All right.
And they basically every year they met for like a few weeks or something, filmed.
How old is he in 2002? Is he like 8 or
I
something?
think he
And he's
was
18.
6. So then
Okay.
12 years later he got to 18 or something
Right.
like that,
Okay.
17 to
Yeah.
19. Um, and the director, I think his name's Richard Linklater, I think. He cast his own daughter as the sister because he said, if I'm going to watch some kid grow up, I at least want my own kid to be in it as well. So yeah, it basically just shows a kid like different phases of his life, going from a cute little kid, and then he goes through like his mum breaks up with his dad, and then she gets remarried, and then she's in an abusive relationship, and he has to go through it all, and then him going from different schools, like moving around because she wants to get better jobs, and then he goes through like a teenage stage, and he starts drinking and doing some like recreational drugs, and then going to college and stuff. It's a 3-hour film, but I watched it when it came out, so we were in like year 9 or something. I
Mm,
watched it like 2 nights in a row, and you can tell I like a film because I'll rewatch it just to really get it all.
yeah.
And I just find it really smart. And they kept to the one thing I like was they included bits that were happening in that time. Like there's a moment where the kids go to a Harry Potter book release um, because that's the year it was happening. So they're all, and I was
Mm.
watching it in 2014. That wasn't happening anymore. But I just found it quite cool.
That's quite
Uh,
nice as well because we never had those experiences of like Harry Potter releases, like the early ones, because we were so young. I can't remember, what was it, 2005, the first one, something like that? I might be completely wrong on
mm,
that. But we
yeah.
were probably only about, what, 5 or 6, 4 or 5 or 6. So,
Yeah, and I didn't read them books then.
yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
But it's also, I quite like, obviously not at the moment, but I find the American uh, childhood quite interesting 'cause it's contrasting to a British childhood.
Mm.
Like the school bus and the educational system, and I just found it interesting seeing, because it was quite a real viewing of it,
Yeah.
and I just found that quite interesting as well, because they live in Texas, so they go from Houston to somewhere else, and I just think it's a really good, quite heartwarming family film.
Yeah. So they all have Southern accents then? Is it ever hard to hear?
No, it's not really like, I think that's more like Alabama. This is quite a relaxed accent.
Well, even though they're in Texas?
Well, I think the parents maybe aren't from Texas, I don't know, but they've just got a normal American. It's maybe got a bit of it, but it's not like yeehaw or anything. It's quite a...
They're from the urban parts. Right, okay.
Yeah, it's like cities and stuff.
Yeah, okay.
But it got like, when it released, it did really well award-wise, and like the lead actress won Best Actress Oscar, and it won a bunch of film stuff, because it's just like, it was never done before, like a film taking that long. Yeah, really good film. Check it out.
Brilliant.
Boyhood.
I will see it, to be honest, because it's, I don't know, I feel like I'm running out of films to watch, and I know there's so many. I think I'm just thinking of like Western films. I've watched probably a huge chunk of them. I've watched a lot of films that I would want to watch. Obviously, there's a hell of a lot of films out there, but I've kind of, most of them I don't want to watch. So the one that I do want to watch, that definitely sounds like something that I'd like.
Yeah.
Shall I hit you back with my one?
Please.
So I was gonna go. I'm gonna do this one first. So this is like an all-time great at this point. Well, it's been since it came out, and it's The Godfather. Have you seen it?
I don't know. I haven't seen it, no, but I know like it's like the biggest film ever.
Yeah. It's possibly the best film. Even the weird thing is the sequel, The Godfather 2, is possibly the best film as well. So there's a big...
Yeah, I heard that's sometimes better. That's got Robert De Niro, right?
Yeah, that's Robert De Niro, and they both got Al Pacino in them. And it's pretty much set in the 1950s in America, and it's basically a gangster film. So have you seen Goodfellas or anything like that?
No, I don't really watch many gangster films.
You'd really like it. Anyway, it's basically about how it goes from the dad's, basically his empire, his criminal empire, down to the son, and it's basically how it works, and the way that it's changing. So it's the first time that kind of drugs are introduced into the kind of gangster scene, the mafia scene, and it's how like the new versus the old, and it's a coming of age of the son as well, because he has to decide if he wants to take over the business and everything like that. And it's their kind of struggles in that, and it's really, really good. They've got some really iconic quotes from it and scenes from it, and it's definitely something that I think everyone should check out. It does the first one kind of glorifies the life of a gangster, but the second one definitely, it kind of takes a darker tone, because it's then the son has to kind of take up the reins, and there's so many problems within the family, and it's all about respect and everything like that, because obviously that the father's built up this empire, and it's how does the son kind of take over from that. And I think it's interesting because it's kind of teaching a lot about the relationship as well between the father and the son, how that's kind of tackled and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm kind of going on for a while now, but it's really
keep going, mate, because it's got is it Marlon Brand?
Marlon Brando. So he was the guy he's won 2 Oscars, and he didn't collect, I don't know if he collected either of them, but I know he didn't collect the second one or in the second one, he basically had a speech where he was like, this should be given to he was a real campaigner for Native American rights. So he was like, this should be, then he basically used it as a platform to explain more about their rights and why they'd been underrepresented. And at that time in the 70s, I think it was, they'd been basically exploited loads, and they have been for their whole history. But yeah, it's really interesting anyway. And he's a great person. I've seen a couple of interviews of him. There are barely any interviews of him, but the couple that I've seen him in, he's a person who's like a kind of, it's hard to kind of explain him. He's not a modern day celebrity by any means. He's not flashy. No. He's not talkative. He's charismatic in a way of like, you want to know more about him instead of kind of a out there telling you about himself. So
Yeah, I can see
it's
that.
really, really, really interesting.
I do like I like the look of gangster films. It's just they never really they're all quite long, and I'm not really unless it's like I've got a lot of time. I'm not really a long movie guy. I've watched
Boyhood though, 3 hours.
I know, but I watched that when I was like 14, and but I started watching The Irishman or The Irishman.
Yeah, on Netflix.
I got I'd say about 2 hours in.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting, like, and it's really well filmed and stuff. It's just really long.
It is.
And I was like, fuck me, there's so much I just need to process.
Yeah.
And I love
it. It was so long, I'd actually forgotten if I'd seen it, because I watched it on the train up to university, up to Norwich. And I watched probably about 3 hours of it. And then I watched another hour at home, but I actually forgotten I'd seen the last hour. So I was making sure I had to check the last 5 minutes just to make sure I'd seen it.
Yeah.
But it's definitely one of the weaker gangster films, though.
It looks really good. It's just there's so much information you have to take in. And I was like trying to Google like the whole, because it's based on true events at the same time. And it was just a lot. But my friend Arthur, who loves gangster films, showed me the film The Green Book.
Oh yeah.
Which is really good.
The Green Book. That's the one where they're driving.
Yeah, he's like a driver. Well, it's not really a gangster, but it's like New York.
Musician film.
Yeah. It's not a gangster film, actually. I
was just saying, I don't have nothing to do with gangsters.
Yeah, I just meant it said like New York. Well, he works in like a casino thing, and then
he's Italian. I think that's the link.
Pretty much, he's like the Bronx.
Yeah.
But that was really good.
Yeah,
I just like good cinematography. I'm a big
no. That is a good film as well. But yeah, anyway, it's a great film. Obviously it's from like the 70s. I think it's the 70s. It's either the 70s or maybe it's set in the 50s. It's either the 70s or the 90s. I can't remember one of the two.
I think it's the 70s, because it was when the next one was obviously Robert De Niro, and he was probably quite young.
Yeah, but it's really good anyway. I definitely recommend it. That, and if you want to get into that kind of puddle or into that, get lost in that, you go for Goodfellas next. That's a more accessible film, definitely, because it's 2 hours and a lot of it's narrated anyway, so you can keep on. And that's really good. I really love Goodfellas. But yeah, that's my first pick.
All right, my numero dos, I don't know, is Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump.
Jenny.
Once again, it's a long film, but
exactly.
The reason I love this is
you don't like long films. That on the record.
I do. It depends on the film. You got to be a good film for me to like it. One, I wanted to watch this film for a really long time, but I could never get my hands on it because I don't know, I was dumb. Two, I love Tom Hanks. And three, I really love American history, and that just showed off American history really well. And yeah, it's just really good.
Right? Yeah, it's a great film. What's your favorite part of it? Because they have like the Vietnam part, and then they have on the boat trying to get the shrimps, and then they've got the younger part where he's running through the fields, running away from the bullies, and like the part with like
I don't know if there's like a favorite. I just like it all coming together. I do like the Vietnam part when he meets Bubba and stuff, and he runs in the forest and he keeps saving people and bringing them out, and then he goes on TV and stuff, and he doesn't know how to handle it, and he does the ping pong and everything. And I like his relationship with Lieutenant Dan. I find that quite funny.
No, you go ahead. Okay.
I just think it's class.
Yeah, fair enough. We're waiting for that. I was gonna say, I find the relationship he's got with Jenny quite sad, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because he's constantly in the friend zone. But it's like, I don't know, it's more of like there's no like kind of fun there. It's more like a kind of marriage relationship, I'd say it as. Not that marriages can't be fun, but I feel like it's more of like he always kind of sees it more as a companion and less of a kind of, you know, to have a kind of fling with kind of thing. It was always his like childhood lover.
Yeah, it reminds me actually, it's kind of a bit off topic, but I've just finished watching the TV show Derek. You heard of that?
No, I haven't.
It's with Ricky Gervais, and he's kind of like a special needs guy who works in a care home, and he has this relationship with, not relationship, a friendship with this lead carer. And it just reminds me of Derek, because they're both just like happy people who just want the best and stuff, and they don't take things too seriously. And I kind of like that. Like, it's like kindness will always come first and stuff like that. And if you treat others nice and be nice to others, happiness will come your way.
Mm.
And it may not happen immediately, but it will, like, if you just keep doing it. Yeah, I believe in karma quite a bit. So yeah, I do just love that about it. Well, one thing I love about Forrest Gump is it's kind of like Boyhood, where they just include bits of history. Like there was like there's a scene of them all at the Lincoln Memorial, and there's a big I don't know what's going on.
Is that when it's Martin Luther King civil rights rally?
Yeah, something like that, or like a black movement thing. I don't even know.
1963, yeah.
And he just sees Jenny, and he like runs through the water and stuff. And then at the end of the film, he's like, "I've invested in this Apple company, and now I'm making lots of money." I just find it quite funny, like, especially now, because Apple's obviously so big.
Yeah,
it's quite
smart. The amount of reference they've got there is very funny. Yeah, it's like I guess he got an Oscar for that as well, didn't he?
I think so, yeah, maybe.
So he's got so many Oscars. Has he got the most Oscars ever for an actor? Oh no, it's
No, he's got 2.
It's what's he called? The guy who used the stage actor, Laurence Olivier.
Laurence Olivier.
Olivier, yeah, him.
Yeah. He's class. He's just a really nice guy, isn't he? Tom Hanks.
Yeah, he is. I'm always a bit, I know it sounds like I'm trying to like stir up some shit, but I always am a bit skeptical, because I do see when he's like in the, you know, the Ricky Gervais roast. I saw him there, and he wasn't really laughing or anything like that. It does make
yeah.
Is it a front?
Golden Globes.
Is it just a front for him? You know, having the nice persona.
I think British humor
stuff like they've given like stuff for coronavirus and stuff like that. They've provided testing and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think with that Golden Globes roast is some people can take it and stuff, and some people just don't like that side of Hollywood and stuff. So I think Ricky Gervais was just like, he doesn't care, like, that's British humor. Whereas Tom Hanks, I think, is quite traditionally American. But like I've seen him on like the Graham Norton show, and he's really funny and does bits and stuff. I think it was.
I think the problem is as well that it's the environment as well. I think a lot of people, even like us, I'm saying anyone, if you're in that such a pressured environment, the Oscars, it's the moment of the year. Even though that's obviously a bad thing to feel that you should be pressured in that situation, but you know, it is like one of those things where you're on edge. You got to kind of, it's a show. Even though it's an awards thing, but, you know, you've got to put on a smile, and you know it's being recorded as well. So I think if it was just like they got something like the Graham Norton show, where even though it's recorded and there's an audience there, it's meant to make you comfortable. They have like alcohol and stuff like that, and Graham Norton was really friendly. It's going to make you a lot more comfortable. You're going to ease up. You're going to laugh more.
Yeah, that's very true. He probably just felt the pressure of it all and didn't like the take that Ricky Gervais was having on it, because a lot of the statements he said as well were quite like, especially like the Apple one with Tim Cook, and about like how they've made a TV show whilst kids are getting paid 2 cents to make all their products or something. It is a bit like, ow, it's harsh reality, and I guess he just didn't like it or something. I mean, you never know. You only really saw like one camera angle of him going like,
it's yeah, exactly. And it's easy for us to like judge celebrities and be like, oh, well, we know them, but we don't know them really. Like, we don't know any of them. You never really, unless you're a celebrity who's so open, like it's like Ricky Gervais, for example, and you put all your cards on the table and you do like podcasts every day and stuff like that, and you kind of get to know them, even though you won't fully know them. He's such an open book, I feel like. You know, you never know that he might be like you never know that what goes on in his personal life really, but there is so much on him now. I feel like Tom Hanks is always more of a traditional actor where he kind of is more reserved. It's more about his work than himself.
Yeah, he definitely is. I mean, I'd like to meet him. Like, he's Woody and all that, and
It's Woody.
he's Woody,
Yeah.
man.
Have you seen the bit of the Graham Norton show where he's like he does the voices and then he's like, oh, he was on the bus one time or something like that, and he's like, oh yeah, I play Woody, or it might have been just in front of his kids. He's like, I'm play Woody, and the kids were like, no, and he said, okay, close your eyes, put your hands over your face, and he does the voice, and they're like,
Oh, bless.
it's so cute, apparently, but yeah,
I've got another film to add to my list. Keep going.
yeah, go for it.
Right, you do another film now.
Oh yeah, okay, on the kind of okay, I'm gonna go for Gladiator, with Russell Crowe in it.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of this. Kind of sounds a bit dodgy. I've always kind of been a fan of war movies, and I've always been interested in that kind of thing. I guess from a historical perspective, but just a general interest. And even though this one goes on less of the kind of historical basis of the other films, like I don't know, Bridge Too Far, Saving Private Ryan to some extent, the first 10, 15 minutes of it, and other films like that. I think this one is really interesting. And it's a nice balance as well because it has the kind of historical part, but it's also got a lot of action and entertainment in there as well, which is really cool. And I love the fight scenes are so cool. The dialogue is great. They've got some really iconic lines again, especially at the end when Russell Crowe's character delivers his speech when he takes off his helmet. And yeah, it's just a great film all around, really. And it's also nice because it's not too long, and it's one of those ones where you're entertained the whole time. I've never felt like I want to get up. Oh, I've got to go somewhere. I've been completely immersed in it, and yeah, it's just a great film.
Is it the same film where he pushes someone in a hole?
No, that's 300. But this is Sparta. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
My bad.
You should watch it though. It's a really good film. Russell Crowe got the Oscar for it. And it's a great performance. It's also got great screenplay.
Isn't it like 2001 or something?
It is. It's shit. I think it's 2001. Yeah.
Really? I just guessed. I thought it was early 2000s, so I guess.
Yeah. It's either 2000 or 2001. I think it's 2001. I think you're right with that. But yeah, no, it's a brilliant film. Cannot recommend it. And the visuals hold up as well, which is nice to see as well. So yeah, that's my film number 2.
I've heard a lot about it. Well, not anymore actually, because it's 20 years ago. But I've always heard it's just one of them.
It's one of the great films, yeah.
It's just one of them films like there's not many like it, and they did it so well that there can't be many like it.
Exactly. It's kind of like they've got the genre in their hand, but it's a great film. And it's got some great actors. It's also got Joaquin Phoenix in it as well, which is nice.
Yeah, he's good.
So it was, and the thing is, I saw it back then. I was like, this guy's a great actor. Not saying that, I discovered Joaquin Phoenix by Eddie V, but it was like, it's amazing. At that point, he didn't really have any like big budget films after then. Maybe he didn't want to go that route or whatever. Maybe he just wanted to go down the indie route, do his own thing, or take some time out of it. But it's amazing that he kind of had that, and then he was the evil guy in that, the Emperor, and then there's like a break, and then they have Joker. So there must have been filler films in between, but
he was in Joaquin Phoenix is very good. I think he was in
the one about
Milk, is it?
The one about the guitarist, Johnny Cash.
Yeah. He's been in a few. I think they're just maybe not our sort of films.
Yeah, he can do. The thing is, he can do such a plethora of films. Like his repertoire is so big. So yeah. He
had a really rough upbringing as well. I saw.
Really?
Yeah, he was like, I think he went through foster families with his brothers. Like, and we're back.
We're back. Wow. Incredible.
Elliot got a bit fuming at his mum, but we moved.
It really did. It was just like when it's every episode, like it's a little bit annoying, you know, because it's like I know as well. It's fine that knowing that I've got to edit more. That's fine because I've got to edit it out. But it's just the bit that we've got to then stop the recording, We've got to restart again. It's just annoying. Anyway, we moved.
Whole crew is fuming right now.
Exactly.
My
The
sound man over there, he's giving me the right evils. I've had to do my
Right.
makeup again, you know. I've had to change a costume. This is a different t-shirt, even though it looks the same.
Slightly different bad.
I've
We get
spilled a
back-
donut down it on my break.
Right, we were at
Yeah,
Gladiator, weren't we?
we're
But-
talking about Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh yeah, well, yeah. So obviously he and then he did Joker after then. So, and that was obviously, he got the Oscar for that, didn't he?
He should have.
I can't remember. I think he did.
Yeah, he must have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
best actor. Yeah, he did.
Okay. I was
Don't
just wondering.
remember it.
It wasn't one of the people from Parasite. I guess it was kind of like a combined effort. It made sense that they got the best picture and he just carried the film with Joker, so he got the best actor. It did make sense.
Yeah. Have you seen Parasite?
Yeah, I saw it up in Norwich, actually. Really good.
Was it?
Really good film. Yeah. It was really good, and it was really nice to see a different style. It's not my normal style though. I say my style. It's not what I normally watch. So it's cool to see something new. And yeah, I'd love to see more of that kind of thing. It's very bold. That's what I say.
Fair enough. Right. Should I do my number 3?
Yeah, go for it.
This one's taken a bit of a turn, right? The first two, and I haven't told you this one, the first two were quite big films, you know? Big films. This one's more of it's a big film, but it's more of this is my childhood, you know?
You have my interest.
This is what I
Or,
aspire
in the
to
words of
be.
Leonardo DiCaprio, you have my interest. Now you have my attention.
Thank you, Leo. So my third film is Cars.
Oh my god. Like,
Cars, Pixar Cars is one of my favorite films. As a child, I aspired to
I aspire to be Lightning McQueen and drive as fast as him.
I just related to this obnoxious little
You
car
related to the car.
who needed to be grounded and showed that if you work hard, you can achieve anything.
You feel you were quite a rebellious kid. You needed to be grounded.
I did. I just love it. The thing
I haven't
is,
seen it, to be fair.
thing with films, right? Films is like music to me, where if I've listened to it in a place a lot,
You remember the
when I
play.
then listen to that or something, it will remind me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this film I watched when I was about 5 or 6
Hmm.
in Norway, because that's when it came out, and I was living in Norway at the time. And just watching, and Norway was obviously, I don't know if you know, but it was like the really good part of my childhood. Like not a lot of people might know
Your
what
dad
I'm
was up in the Navy up there, wasn't he? That's why.
Yeah, we had to move.
Yeah.
So it just reminds me of really good times and stuff. So then when I watch the film, which I don't really watch too much nowadays, but it just reminds me of like, oh yeah, that was good childhood. Like it just brings happy memories. And that's what I love about it. And it's just a feel-good film. The second film, trash, not very good at all. The third film
Okay.
kind of comes back. It's not as
I
bad.
heard that. I heard the second was absolutely trash.
Yeah. The thing with the cars in the Pixar world, they never really picked up like Toy Story or Monsters Inc. or Incredibles did. It was always just a bit like, cars. But I think another thing, I do like American, I don't know, the Route 66 and all that. I find like the music interesting and the country stuff quite interesting, and
Yeah.
my dog's having a weird freak out, and all that sort of stuff. So like the Cars soundtrack, I love. Like if you're listening, go on Spotify. Oh God, he's moving around. The Spotify or something.
That's not something I'd normally listen to. Cars soundtrack. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, no. It's just songs that were in the film. So you've got Find Yourself by Brad Paisley, great song. Our Town, don't know who it's by, but it's really good. Shaboom, really good song.
I don't know any of
Go
them.
listen to them now, everyone, because they're really, they just hit me, right? There's a song
They
called
probably
Our
mean
Town.
so much to you because it reminds you of your childhood. That's
Yeah, it is. There's a song called Our Town, which is the song where oh, you haven't seen the fucking film, but they talk about Radiator Springs and how it used to be a big thriving town, and now it's no one comes, and it's just a really sad like a montage. And I remember listening to it when I was older, like finding it, and I was like, oh! And there's another song called Find Yourself, which is really good. I still listen to it now. And I remember I listened to it first time a few months ago on the bus, and I was literally like, ah! On the way to work, because it just brings back good times.
It does bring up so many questions, like how are these cars there? Do they explain any of that? How do like cars reproduce? Because I assume they have baby cars as well.
Well, I found something saying
I'm sure there's so much like fan fiction about cars.
do you know the Pixar theory?
That they're all interlinked.
It's all in the same universe. So what apparently, this is one of the theories, is that the cars are all already in the world. And what the world is a mirror image of real life, but owned by your car. So Lightning McQueen is the embodiment of the driver of Lightning McQueen in the time before, or whatever.
Oh, right. So it's a parallel universe where the driver is the car.
Yeah. So when the driver is born, or the driver first ever enters the car Lightning McQueen is born.
Okay.
So then when like a car in the real world has a car crash and it can't drive anymore, that's when he dies. Because the car would die.
Yeah.
Hence why in the third film you start seeing electric cars come into place and older cars dying out. And like there's a character who's quite like Elon Musk who's talking about like renewable energy and stuff. And that's probably like what is happening in the real world. So I think it's...
When did the third film come out?
I think it was like 2014. I'm going to Google it.
Right, okay. So it's still very early days, even though we are now in very early days of electric cars.
Oh, no. Cars 3 was 2017.
Oh, no. Oh, okay, right. So not so early days, right. So that wouldn't make sense then, because Elon Musk was going on about it back then, so...
Well, no, the Elon Musk part was in the second film.
Oh.
I mean, it's not really Elon. It's not Elon Musk. It's just like a car.
Like someone like him, a car entrepreneur. Yeah.
Who wants to have like electric cars and bloody hell. Cars 2, if it will load. It doesn't want to load, but I think that was like 2012 maybe, because Cars 1 was 2006. Cars 2 2011. So they're all quite spaced out.
Okay. Interesting.
So yeah, that's my third film. I just love Pixar. I just love animated films. If you do know me, I don't really like horror films. I'm quite a softie. I like a good children's film.
I don't like horror either, to be honest. I get scared shitless. Also jump scares I just hate. Like, I
don't mind if I'm with people.
Yeah. I'll go on to my third film. I've got 22 Jump Street as my comedy pick. This one, it was a cross between this one and the first one. Obviously the first one's so good because it's original and it's like everything, all the ideas are new, and the second one is a rip-off. But the reason I like the second one is because it makes fun of how it's a rip-off of the first one. There's so many jokes there which take the piss out of itself, and it's like self-aware, which is so cool. And yeah, pretty much it's just a really good story still from the first one. It takes the best parts of the first one and makes it into the second one. And there's so many good scenes as well, like fucking the captain's daughter, and just parts like that, and like how they move literally like just across the street, and then the ending credits are so funny. I
like it.
They're like 22, 23, 24, and it goes all the way, and it's just so like it's so funny seeing that. It must have been so fun to edit that bit at the end. But yeah, literally like it's just a fun film. I don't find many comedies funny, I'm not gonna lie. There's so many comedies out there where it's just like, this is just boring to watch.
American humor in it, you may not always like it.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, they're both great in it. Channing Tatum's great in it, and yeah, can't complain. Great film.
I do like them. Yeah, I haven't watched them in years, but that dad scene when he shows up and he's like, "This is my boyfriend, Doug," and he's like,
and he starts just trashing the place. Yeah.
Get the guy some water.
Hey,
Black.
Nick.
I was like, Being people are. It's
Those
really
Doug is
funny.
like, what up, Doug?
And then the bit where they're in the office and Channing Tatum's like, he's fucking the captain's daughter.
Yeah.
It was funny.
I mean, he tases him in the nuts.
Every time he says that, it's another
I
whatever
mean,
or
the
something.
couples therapy one where they both have to basically pretend they're a gay couple and then go through therapy. It's so funny.
And the poetry, like, Cynthia,
Oh yeah, the sound.
you're dead.
He is dead.
What's like,
It's so good. It's so
that
funny.
is, and then doesn't Channing Tatum come to like an acting thing and they're like, right, give me a word, dildo or something like that, penis or something.
Oh, you mean yeah. And I think the
fun.
first one he's in, they switch and he goes to the music class, and what's he called? Doug has to basically do the running, which is because he's on drugs at the time, so that's funny.
They are
But
funny.
anyway,
I might watch them again actually.
yeah, it's really funny. Would recommend it. Everyone's seen it already pretty much, but yeah, it was a great film, and it's something I've actually laughed at, which is good. Oh shit, just not my phone. But yeah, it's good fun.
Yeah, at the end of the second one, there's that big old. They're on like in a summer place, aren't they? And there's that fat girl who's like, well, that's a bit rude, but the bigger girl who's like.
The fat one, the fat whale. You mean the one? Yeah. Because they go
Who's
to
fighting him, but then she tries to kiss him, and he's like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
Yeah.
That is quite funny.
Some Spring Break.
Spring Break, yeah.
Spring Break, yeah. That's so
Right,
good. It's so weird how all the characters are in that go to the same place as Spring Break, but it's Mexico, isn't it? But yeah, anyway, it's a good, really good film. What's your third one or your fourth one now?
It's not a comedy. It's Silence of the Lambs. You seen it?
You told me about this one. I have seen it. Yes.
I watched it again the other day.
What's she called?
Like
Jodie
Foster.
Jodie Foster. That's it.
With Anthony Hopkins. I just think this is. I watched this for the first time in October, maybe with my mate, and I don't like horror films. She was like, "Let's watch this." I was like, and I watched it, and it's not really that scary, but it's really like interesting, and I find it really interesting because it's Hannibal Lecter, and he's obviously really smart, and I find things where someone is just smarter than when the bad guy is smart. Alexa, turn off. Sorry.
When someone's smarter than you, cue the robot AI turns off.
Was that me?
Time to kill you, Tom.
What was I saying? I like it when in a film where the bad guy is smarter than the good guys because it's just interesting.
And the heroes are on the back foot. Yeah, the entire.
Yeah, I just find that shit interesting. And when he is in that jail cell in the middle of the room, spoilers everyone, and then he kills the two cops, and then he puts the cop's face on his, and then he's in the ambulance. When that got revealed, I was like, that's genius. It's just really satisfying. But then I watched the sequel, because it's called Hannibal, a few weeks ago, and that's trash, so don't watch that. It was like 2 hours, and I was like, oh, that was a waste of time.
Does he act well in that?
He acts well, it's just the story's pretty naff. I don't care. And
He got the Oscar, didn't he?
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, what, for the first one?
The first one.
All right. And in the second one, Hannibal, the person who plays Sterling, the Jodie Foster part, is played by someone else.
Okay.
She's a really big actor. I think it's Julianne Moore or something. But you're just like, that isn't the same person. It just doesn't. I hate when they do that. Just don't do the film. But yeah, I think it's just intense. It's good, like 90s or 80s filmmaking, maybe even later. Class.
Fair enough. Decent. Yeah. I mean, I don't think what else is there to say, really? It's just a really good film. What do you think about his performance as well, as a whole? Because obviously he won the Oscar for it.
I just think he's such a good actor where he just gets so invested into the role. It's just, you don't really see a lot of, my dog is literally panting at me. You don't see many films where...
Bring him on. Get him on the pod.
Come if you want. Come here.
Oh.
Bye-bye.
Hello.
There we go. Now the podcast's got a lot better, eh?
Exactly.
Look here. What's okay? Stretching. All right, see you in a bit. I think he wants to go out. Hang on. There we are. Right, now he's happy. Yeah, it's just one of them films where like the actor's just so different to how he actually is in real life, and he's so smart. He's not like an idiot, and you don't really meet. There isn't many people like that in real life, so I just find it really interesting.
No, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
Should we do one more each?
Sure, let's do that. Yeah, I'll do my last one. This one I've said before. It's a romantic film, and I think the director's done some great things, and the screenplay is great. The camera work is great, and yeah, I just think it's a really good film.
So you haven't said what the film is. You haven't.
Brilliant film.
Ruined it. Well, you were like, oh, it's a really good. So yeah, that's my film. I was like, you haven't fucking said what the film.
No, I was about to say it. I was preparing the audience for what they were about to hear. So yeah, I've said this before. So I'll just keep it short and sweet. Yeah, it's a great film. No, it's really nice film. It's got
Wait.
Great acting.
I don't think they would have heard it because I spoke over you. To say it again.
Okay, Pride and Prejudice.
Pride and Prejudice.
No, I'm talking about the new one, not the old one. Like everyone likes the old one, the 1990s or earlier in that 1980s film. I'm talking about the new one. And yeah, it's just a great film. And it's got some really, and the score for it is great as well. I love the score. They got some great pieces in there as well. And I like classical music, so, well, some classical music, because I've done played the violin and stuff like that. So yeah, it's just nice to listen to, and a good film to watch. If you've got a girlfriend or something like that, just watch it with them, or a boyfriend. Great film to watch.
Is it long?
About 2 hours, I think.
But like if a film is, the way I see it, if a film is an hour and a half, it's just like, it's going to be all right, not really going to be too memorable. If it's 2 hours, it's like, okay, there's probably a bit of grit to it. If it's 3 hours, it's like, right, there isn't many like these.
A rare
it's probably
one.
going to be something you'll remember.
Have a Lord of the Rings.
Love it. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Oh shit, I should have put Lord of the Rings. I fucking
I
love
thought you were
it.
going to say Lord of the Rings. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. Okay, honorable mention, Lord of the Rings. I would say way more about Lord of the Rings than any of the films on this list. Fuck them all. Lord of the Rings is such, the whole trilogy is so sick, especially Fellowship of the Ring. That film is so good. Elijah Wood, Frodo, perfect for the role. Ian McKellen, you can't go wrong. Literally, he's so iconic in it. And yeah, it's just, that is my childhood pretty much. Yeah, whenever that opening scene in Hobbiton is just so nostalgic, about a place that even didn't exist, but it's that was such a big part of my childhood. Played all the video games, Lego, Lord of the Rings, all that shit. The PS2 Lego game, the PS2 Lord of the Rings game. Man, it was just such a good film, and the character development's great. It gives times for the character to actually grow, which is nice to see in a film. And there's actually flawed characters, like people like Boromir. Obviously, you've got your protagonists who are aren't really that flawed, I guess, like Aragorn. I mean, he is flawed in the fact that he's been cast out of being king, but yeah, it's great film. And yeah, it's all jolly. 10 out of 10.
Never seen them.
Mate, you need to watch them.
I might give them a watch. They're on Netflix now.
Yeah, it's just it's one of those ones where I watch it and I just go, I just feel like I'm immersed in the film completely. It's just a different world and you can just completely get absorbed by it. And yeah, I definitely take some time out between. I watched recently on YouTube a guy, his channel's like Kristen something, but he basically reviews loads of films. And he watches all 3 of the Lord of the Rings with extended editions. My face has just gone very blurry. All the extended editions, there we go, in one sitting, and it's just so he's the first one's great, and then because he watches the second one back to back, he's just I'm so tired by this point because it's literally 9 hours of watching. And yeah, they're basically just really good films. And yeah, great story. And by Tolkien, you can't say no to Tolkien. He's like one of the most legendary writers or fantasy writers of all time.
Well, I've watched Hobbit. I watched
Hobbit's
the
shit.
first...
Watch Hobbit.
Oh,
Hobbit is shit. Simon Pegg's decent. Everyone else is shit.
fair enough. Wait, Simon Pegg, is he in it?
Not Simon Pegg. The other
Martin
one.
Freeman.
Martin Freeman. Simon Pegg's the one in Hot Fuzz. He's the
Yeah,
big
he's in like Mission
Not the
Impossible.
fat one, the big one. I get those two mixed up all the time. But yeah, Martin Freeman,
Nick Frost.
he's good in it. He's perfect for the role. That's the sad thing about those films. Is Martin Freeman's perfect for the role. I think a lot of them are really good, except some of the things they did with the main dwarf. He's like way too tall to be a dwarf. It's really strange. But yeah, I'm passionate about these films. And The Hobbit is not good.
Why is The Hobbit not good?
Because basically they add loads of like stuff in there, like the Pale Orc, which is really like doesn't make any sense. And the character development's not there for the dwarves. There's way more about the dwarves and stuff that you should know about them, and it's all rushed. And you're looking at these dwarves and you're like, I don't even know half their names. Like, this is ridiculous. And also,
This is ridiculous.
yeah, exactly. The writing isn't very good either. I mean, it's just not like Lord of the Rings.
Remember we read The Hobbit in school?
What, the book?
Yeah.
Well, we had a copy of it.
No, we read it in
Oh, we read it.
in my set, actually.
I wasn't in your set. I think. What, for English?
Yeah, I was thinking it was when I was in set 2 still.
In set 2, yeah, probably why. It's okay, bro. I would have rather been in set 2 to read The Hobbit. That was sick. But,
Yeah, I was year 7 then. Fuck me, that was ages ago.
Wow. But yeah, it's just a really good. The Lord of the Rings is really good. The Hobbit, the first film's okay, but the rest of them are a bit trash. And yeah, it's a shame, real shame, but is what it is really. That is my last film, Lord of the Rings. I feel like I could talk about it for hours about how the magic system's so good and how the characters are so good, but
well, I was thinking just then, do you want to end it here because you've spoken so passionately about something, or should I do one more?
How passionate do you feel about this last one? Why don't you let's end it with you giving your last one, because we can. Yeah.
Well, you've spoken about a trilogy.
Because you were about to give me a romantic movie. Are you about to change your mind? Are you about to tell me again?
Well, I wasn't going to give you a romantic movie. I haven't got any.
Oh, okay. I thought you had one. I thought you were going to write one. Okay, whatever.
But, well, this is kind of romantic. You ready? The trilogy of High School Musical.
Oh, my God.
You cannot deny these...
about this one, so go ahead.
These films. The writing, but the memories and the songs and the... Oh, it just brings me...
Looking back on it, the writing, the characters,
Yeah.
the feels, hey.
Yeah, the feels. The music, man. Literally every single... Well, not every single song, but pretty much every song is... I know the words to. It's just too good. I was working when I could work a few months ago, doing a job that I could do by myself. I listened to the whole of the second film whilst doing the job. I was just like, we got to work on this. And you're like, I gotta go on my own way and get my knife. What about us? Like, it's just...
You can just imagine your boss actually was watching you the entire time, and you just vibing away, just loving it.
Well, someone did walk in when I was doing something.
You do like the romantic part.
Keep turning. It's just... It's not a big motivational award-winning film, films, but they are theatre boy over here. It's good.
Yeah. What is it you like most about them? Is it the music? Is it the character?
It probably is the music. The songs are too good. Like, if you're listening to this and you're not into show tunes, you're not going to agree. Yeah. But I think as some of them are like good pop songs as well.
I haven't seen any of the films, if I'm being honest.
Are you being honest?
I've not seen a single High School Musical film in my life.
Really?
Never seen one. I've seen a Hannah Montana film. I've never seen a High School Musical film.
Yeah. Kind of upset me a bit.
This is the end of the Homecoming podcast.
I mean, I'll be nice because I haven't seen Lord of the Rings, so it's kind of fair enough.
It'll be nice. You don't want to see me angry when I'm talking about High School Musical.
I'll be fuming.
Exactly. Sharpay activated.
I thought you would have seen them just because you did some theatre and stuff.
No, I'd heard a lot about them. It was one of those things when I was a kid. I was just like, oh no, High School Musical's for girls. No offense. I was like, oh, it's for girls when I was a little kid. And
there's boys in it, mate.
exactly. What can I say? That was what was the I guess that was what I was like when I was a little kid. And
You're hard.
Didn't yeah, exactly. Hard as kids in Sussex.
Not where I live.
Not in.
Yeah, three what?
They already know Claverham Community College. Where else are they going to go? But yeah, I just never watched it. And yeah, I feel like I missed the boat though. If I watched it now, I'd just be like, this is so boring. But I'd probably be like, the music's good, but this is made for kids, like 12-year-olds.
It's made.
I wouldn't have any of the nostalgia, so it'd be like, what's the point of me watching it?
Yeah, true. Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, something you're passionate about, and that's good.
I'm not like passionate. I just enjoy it. I'm not like, this is it. It's just feel good, you know.
Yeah, no, 100%.
And it's theatre, you know. I like theatre. It's a musical. It's literally in the fucking name.
Fair enough. Decent.
Right, we'll quit it there.
Yeah. That was good. I like that episode. That was good talking about it. Very chilled.
Quite a long one. We started about an hour ago.
Long one, yeah,
so
definitely.
A bit of a cut, but.
But yeah, thanks for listening, everyone. This has been
Hang on.
Podcast. Wait, I'm going to say afterwards. It's been Homecoming Podcast. Before I say goodbye, Tom, what is the thought of the day?
Message your grandparents if you can, because this morning my nan messaged me and I haven't spoken to my nan in a while, so good thing.
Well, go on, Tom. What up? That's the weird thing. My grandparents don't use. We give them mobiles. We've given them mobiles. They have a drawer of mobiles that they never use. They put it.
We give them mobiles. Take this and call me.
Take it. They have a landline, but they don't know how to use the answer machine. But we give them we used to buy them like a mobile a year, and they just put it in this drawer. It was like ridiculous.
My nan's got an iPad now.
Really?
Well, she's had it for years.
Up to quarantine, I used to call them once a week, every single Sunday. But yeah, this has been the Homecoming Podcast. Call or /text your grandparents, and thank you for listening. Goodbye.